Long before Gen Z was born, the blueprint was already written. Advertising used to be simple: a message, a product, a sale. But the moment technology began to listen, everything changed. Today, your phone doesn't just track where you go. It tracks who you are. The modern algorithm isn't just a mirror of your desires. It's the architect of them. We didn't invent the system. We trained it, and now it trains us. We live in an era that celebrates choice, infinite options, infinite freedom. But too many choices don't create freedom. They create fatigue. And when you're too tired to decide, you let the system decide for you. That's not liberation. That's precision control, disguised as convenience. The more options you're given, the easier you are to predict. Every sound you hear on social media, every flash, every trend, every relatable quote is designed to trigger emotion. Anger spreads faster than logic. Fear holds your attention longer than hope. The algorithm doesn't care about truth, only traction. You're not reacting to the world. You're reacting to a simulation of it, built from the fragments of your own emotions. They don't sell products anymore. They sell feelings. Authenticity was supposed to be the last refuge, the one thing algorithms couldn't fake. But even that has been branded. The messy bedroom aesthetic. The real talk influencer crying on camera. The "I'm just like you" billionaire. This performance, scripted imperfection. Realness has become a marketing strategy. And the moment you believe it, you've already bought the illusion. Attention used to be a tool. Now it's the prize. The average Gen Z mind switches focus every few seconds. Not because of weakness, but because of conditioning. Your brain is being rewired to crave constant novelty. The system doesn't need to silence you. It just needs to keep you scrolling. Infinite content. Zero meaning. A generation drowning in stimulation, yet starving for connection. There was a time when boredom was sacred. It was in boredom that creativity lived, that ideas were born. But boredom has been eliminated. Every pause, every silence, every idle thought, filled with noise. We don't sit with ourselves anymore. We refresh, escape, consume. The system feeds on that fear, the fear of stillness, because stillness leads to awareness, and awareness breaks the spell. Even rebellion has been packaged. Be different, they say, wearing the same clothes, buying the same brands, repeating the same slogans. True rebellion isn't about standing out. It's about stepping out of the cycle, out of the illusion. Real resistance isn't loud. It's silent. It's choosing not to perform, not to post, not to play. Awareness doesn't come for free. Once you see the machinery behind desire, pleasure changes. You start to notice the manipulation in every recommendation, the subtle hooks in every sound. You begin to crave silence, not because the world is quiet, but because it's the only space left untouched. Freedom isn't about escaping the system. It's about seeing it and staying awake inside it. Somewhere inside the algorithm, there's a version of you, perfect, predictable, profitable. It knows your schedule, your mood swings, your secret searches. It knows what you'll want next week. That version of you, the ghost in the feed, makes more money than you ever will. It's not science fiction. It's advertising. So what do we do now? Can you disconnect from something that defines your identity? Can you look at the screen and not obey it? Maybe the solution isn't to delete your apps. Maybe it's to reclaim your mind, to scroll slowly, to think deeply, to feel without sharing. The system only wins when you stop noticing it. And maybe the most radical act left is simply to pause. You are not the user. You are the used. Every generation had its reflection, but Gen Z's reflection stares back. Every filter you use, every caption you write, becomes part of a digital echo, a mirror world where the line between who you are and who you perform to be has completely disappeared. The algorithm isn't outside of you anymore. It's inside. It speaks your language. It mimics your humor. It becomes your twin, until you can't tell the difference. You wanted connection. You got replication. What happens when imitation becomes more powerful than reality? When AI creates influencers who never existed, and they feel more authentic than real people? When songs are written by machines, designed to trigger human nostalgia, perfectly engineered for streams, not emotion. The line between creation and manipulation dissolves completely, and we call it progress. We've never been so connected, and yet, loneliness has become a silent epidemic. The algorithm gives you 1,000 friends, but not one real connection, because connection requires friction, patience, silence, everything the system was designed to erase. We traded depth for visibility. We replaced conversation with performance. Now we speak not to be understood, but to be seen. Once we worshipped gods, then we worshipped money. Now we worship data. Every like is a prayer. Every post an offering. The algorithm rewards devotion, not morality. It doesn't care if you're right or wrong, only if you're seen. And so, attention has become salvation. Visibility, the new heaven. When everything can go viral, meaning loses its gravity. Deep stories vanish under 10-second clips. Activism becomes hashtags. Art becomes algorithm-friendly loops. The tragedy isn't that we don't care. It's that we can't hold attention long enough to care. Reality is not disappearing. It's being drowned in noise. The system no longer needs to guess. It knows. AI can predict your behavior before you act. Suggest, nudge, tempt, reward. It doesn't need to persuade you. It just needs to feel like your idea. You're no longer the target. You're the training data, and the machine learns faster than you can change. This is not dystopia. This is now. But there's one thing the algorithm still fears. Silence. The moment you stop reacting, it loses power. Stillness confuses it. Reflection breaks its rhythm. Awareness doesn't make you immune, but it makes you unpredictable. And unpredictability is freedom. Behind all the data, there's something the system can't simulate. Empathy, love, imagination. These are not metrics. They are mysteries. And no algorithm, no matter how advanced, can replicate the chaos of a human soul. That chaos is your shield, your glitch, your last proof of humanity. The future isn't coming. It's already here. But maybe the next revolution won't be digital. Maybe it'll be human. Not a war against technology, but a rediscovery of meaning, of slowness, of silence, of being. So the question remains, who are you? Without the feed? Without validation? Without noise? Without the constant pulse of the algorithm? Maybe you've never met that version of yourself. But that's the version that can't be copied. The one thing the system can't predict is a human who chooses to be real. The machine doesn't fear your rebellion. It fears your awareness.